I've got some questions here from the audience. Let's get those. See if we can do 30 seconds each. We've got about 10 minutes before the closing remarks. So one is, do you see the potential for redevelopment of City Hall property? And if so, what would you propose? And starting with Armando.
Talking about this property here?
I believe so.
Do I see a
I
potential
read the
for
question
redevelopment?
as it was.
Well, I think City Hall is outdated without a doubt. It's outdated now. If we can afford to develop it, if we can improve the City Hall, that's a different story. I don't see any redevelopment of City Hall as it stands. I think we're adequate right now, but cities grow and needs grow, and at some point we will have to face the fact that our City Hall needs to be upgraded, if not redeveloped. But the word redevelopment means you're knocking everything down and putting another office building here. I don't think that's what we're talking about. I think we're talking about modernizing our City Hall. I don't think we need it at this particular moment in time, but it'll be a situation where we have to look at in the future, of course.
Okay, and to Bob?
My colleague over here, John Edward Smith, 3 commission meetings ago, proposed that City Hall get knocked down and a grocery store get put here with about 6 stories of residential on top of it. That plays right into the hands of the heirs of the Bacardi fortune, which own the Winn-Dixie, and would like nothing more than to see anything but a Winn-Dixie there. Hopefully, we could offer them incentives to keep the Winn-Dixie in the downtown when it does have to get flattened. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And to Gabriel?
I don't view any sort of redevelopment of the City Hall a priority now, and unless I had more information to convince me otherwise, I wouldn't support it.
Okay, thank you. A new question, which we start with Bob. What is your opinion on the proposed FPL power line installation on US 1, including 100-foot columns supporting power lines? And what would you propose if you opposed it?
Yeah, what's my position on it? Go to YouTube and type in "when the turkey points at you" and push play. Okay? Of course I oppose it. You know, I rode from 136th Street to Rickenbacker, passing out flyers to all the businesses, telling them they should oppose it too, and they'd better oppose it because it drops property values when you have huge towers running down useless. Thank you very much.
What would you propose as an alternative?
NIMBY.
Okay. Gabriel, same question from the audience.
Yeah, I'm opposed to the FPL lines as well. Number one, most people don't realize these lines they're huge lines. They would really affect the character of not only South Miami but other cities as well, Palmetto Bay, Pinecrest, and I think FPNL has to find other means to resolve that matter. They can potentially look at burying the lines or whatever they deem is appropriate, but I don't think they should put those lines near US 1.
Armando, same question.
I'm not a physicist or an engineer, but anything that would affect the lifestyle, the look, the comfort of our citizens, I would oppose. I feel that FPL can have alternative routes and will find alternative routes, and that's where I stand. It should not affect our lifestyle, period.
Okay. Next question, and we're doing good in sort of 30 seconds each, and we start with Gabriel on this one. What initiatives would you implement or propose to promote bike use, walking, and transit in South Miami?
Well, I'm a big proponent of a green South Miami that's vibrant, that's walkable, that's pedestrian friendly. I think what the mayor has done with the 62nd Avenue expansion is good, and I support it. And any initiatives that are similar to that, I would be supportive of.
Armando.
Well, obviously we'd have to work together with the community, but that's another project that Pastor James and I would agree that we need to extend those projects not only on the east side of the highway through the west side. We have beautiful areas where you can ride bike, jog, and walk. And one main thing the city has not done or has not completed is lighting on our streets. How can you walk? How can you ride a bike if we've never completed our lighting projects? There are many, many blocks and areas where people want to go at night and walk their dog and can't even see their toes, the front of the feet. Or where the dog does his thing and then you step on it. Obviously,
That's Julio's pooper scoop law.
we have a problem with prioritizing
Hold on.
the needs of the city.
Thank you. And Bob?
What would I done or what did I do? When we were talking about adding sidewalks, I went and I got Adrian Ellis, not my traditional ally, and we came into the meeting and we argued for sidewalks on 62nd Avenue and then down Miller. So as I have seen, mothers pushing baby strollers with the babies in the streets. What I also would do is push for a sidewalk going down 80th Street, because I also have witnessed mothers pushing babies in baby strollers in the street, and that's a damn dangerous street. Thank you.
Thank you. One more question from the audience, and we start with Armando on this one. We can do 1 minute each on this, and it'll probably be the last question before closing comments. Please tell us what you see are the top 3 issues for our city and what you would do to address them on day 1 of your job. 1 minute each, starting with Armando.
Well, first of all, if I was elected to be on this board, I think we would need to bring a little bit more civility to the commission, more professionalism, and much more respect. That would be the first point. Second point, I need stability in this community and this governance. We have changed more administrators in this administration than UM has changed coaches. Dolphins have changed quarterbacks. It's incredible to me that a community this size, this close-knit, should be close-knit, can have a stable government, both in administration and in finances. Now with the second point. And the third point, again I repeat, is to address the needs of the city and not the wants.
And with the rest of your time, what would you do on day 1? What would you be able to do as one of the 5 commissioners?
Day 1, we swear in, and then I'd probably go to dinner with my wife. It's Valentine's Day.
Okay. Smart man. Bob, your top 3 issues.
Top 3 issues. Small town character, maintain it. Accountability in government.
Hold on, please, audience.
Accountability in government. You got to end no-bid contracts that I've seen happen here time and again. Issue number 3, traffic calming. The deck stacked against us with proving the criterion to merit traffic calming from the county. My gut is that all the municipalities around here have that same problem. So what do? You got to start knocking on the doors of all the other commissioners and say, hey, you got a problem with this criterion? Let's unite and let's force the county into relaxing the criterion for traffic calming. Thank you.
Thank you. And Gabriel, same question.
If I was elected, I would push 3 issues. Number 1, the municipal bank, which would promote jobs, economic growth, and ultimately reduce taxes. 2, I'm a parent, and I don't hear much talk about education, and it's a big, important issue, particularly parents like me. And I'd be a big advocate with our public schools to improve and bring quality programs to our South Miami schools, Cambridge schools, IB schools, and other programs which would increase the quality of our schools. That would be a priority for me as well. And another initiative that I'm focused on is transparent government. I think it's important. We have a nice turnout tonight, but considering there's 11,000 people in the city, we should have a lot more people here. And I want to promote civic engagement. And one of the things I want to look at, I want to work with my colleagues up here and talk to the city manager to see, is there a way we can set up town meetings in our city where we could give them a portion of decision-making which could promote engagement, either through budgets or taxes? That would be a top priority for me as well.
Thank you. We've reached the time for the closing remarks from our candidates. Each candidate can have 1 minute each, starting with Bob and moving to his right.
In 1990, as a carpenter, I was going to build my house on spec and sell it. Halfway through, I stopped, I sat in my front steps, and I said, how the heck is a carpenter going to wind up in a neighborhood like this? I'm staying. I love this place. As a commissioner, I'd bring honesty, open ears, common sense, creativity, patience, humility, a strong work ethic, humor, historical knowledge, respect for citizenry, and something a little different, a blue-collar perspective which would help the city get better products and better services. Please visit my Facebook page under Bob Welsh Public Figure. Vote for the guy who has the most energy, enthusiasm, experience, and knowledge on our issues. Vote Bob Welsh. Take route number 66 to a better future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Paid political announcement by Bob Welsh.
Armando.
Yeah. Again, I want to repeat what I said at the beginning. I got involved in this community when we first moved in here about 30 years ago. I love this community. My family's born and raised here. I plan to die in my home and leave it to my kids and let them fight over it. No will. Bottom line, what you want to elect for this commission is a person who cares, a person who has vision and who has experience. I've met Gabriel, fine young man. I've known Bob for a long time, and I've told them both, no matter what happens, you're my friends before, and you'll be my friends afterwards. So it doesn't matter. Bottom line is, we need this community to come out and vote. Vote for the person they think will do the best job for their community to protect their interest as a whole. Again, I repeat, as a whole and one community. We are not separate. Although the pastor is right, we do have a little racism. And that's not only towards blacks, it's towards Latins as well. But that exists in every community in this country. So we're not alone and we're not different, but we can be better. We can work towards uniting it. And that's all I ask. Let's work together, and I will always be here to listen to you. And I said, I always come up here thinking I'm right. But if you can convince me I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to admit it. Thank you.
Thank you. And Gabriel.
First of all, I want to thank our community partners for hosting the event. I want to thank my colleagues for a good discussion, and I want to thank the community for coming as well. Again, my name is Gabriel Edmond, and oftentimes as I'm out here, a lot of people don't know me, and they say, well, why are you running? I'm running because I really do love South Miami, and this community has really gotten into my skin and my bones, and I have experience and knowledge. I was a congressional aide in Washington, D.C. I'm a high school teacher. I teach history and government. And as I teach young people every day, and I love to spend time with young people, I realize that our government has strayed from what our founders intended to do. And for that reason, I felt I had to step up and show my students that it's not only what we teach, but how we live as well. And I'm running here because I want to do some of the things I've talked about. I want to try to bring a municipal bank to promote growth, job, and reduce taxes. I want to promote education in our public schools and help improve education, which can be a gateway to improvement for our citizens. I want to promote a green South Miami where people can enjoy it, live it, and be pedestrians. I want to work with all South Miamians, the business community, and others to hear your input and work together to make South Miami the best community in Miami-Dade County. I know it's the best community, and I want everyone to know it, and I hope you'll consider voting for me on Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of our candidates. Let's give them a big round of applause. We will take one more 5-minute break to stretch, but please come back in 4 minutes and get in your seat.